Hey there, I'm Mastin Kipp, founder of thedailylove.com and author of the book Daily Love, Growing into Grace, and welcome to Daily Love TV. I have a question. Have you ever asked the question, what's wrong with me? Maybe you've tried something over and over and over and over again and you just produce the same result. There's no progress, there's no transformation. You find yourself in that same rut over and again. Maybe it's in a relationship or in a business, doesn't really matter. But you ever ask yourself that question, what's wrong with me? I can tell you I have, and a lot of daily lovers have as well. And today I want to talk about how to really break free from asking that question and really how to get past it, because asking that question really adds no value to your life and does not create a momentum or move you forward. So today we're going to talk about how to get past the what's wrong with me thoughts. So the thing you have to understand is that if you want to look at the direction that your life is heading in, look at the questions you're asking about life, because questions are like a vector of the direction that you're going to go in. What does that mean? It means every question you ask about life, about what's going on in your life, what's wrong with me, when is something going to go wrong, why does this always happen to me, whatever the question might be, every question you ask has a presupposition to it, which means that there's a presupposition to the question. So if you're asking the question, well, what's wrong with me? What's the presupposition? That's right. Something's wrong with you. And the brain is like a computer. So if you ask a question, what's wrong with me? Your brain is going to go looking for an answer, and it's not going to find a very healthy, productive answer, whether it's true or not. Seek and ye shall find. When you go looking for something, the brain will find it. So we really got to figure out, what questions are you asking about life that hold you back? I'm sure as I'm talking about it right now, you can think of lots of them. But let's just stick with what's wrong with me. Now, one of the things I've found is that on top of the story that we tell about life, or the questions that we ask about life, what produces the story or questions that we ask about life is an emotion that we're feeling below the question or below the story. So usually, if you're asking a question like, what's wrong with me? You're feeling frustrated. You're feeling beat up. You're feeling let down. You're feeling guilt. You're feeling shame. So if you want to get past the question, you got to start to feel the feelings below the question. So if you've ever asked yourself the question, what's wrong with me? Think about and try to feel and tap into, what's the emotion below it? Is it powerlessness? Is it guilt? Is it shame? What's the emotion below the question? Because once you tap into that emotional body and really out the emotion, very easy to start to change your story about life, because until you feel the feelings, very difficult to change your story. But once you start to feel the feelings and be honest about it, game changer. Because if I'm honest, if I was coaching you one-on-one and you asked me the question, what's wrong with me? As a coach, there's not much I could do with that question. But if you told me, well, you know what? I'm not really asking what's wrong with me. I just feel really disappointed. Well, I can deal with and work with and coach through the truth of how you feel, which might be disappointed, powerless, or sad, or guilty, or shameful. I can't work with the bullshit story or bullshit question that's not really truly accurate, because there really is nothing wrong with you. You are not broken, and you do not need to be fixed. All you and I gotta do is start changing questions and feeling feelings to change the direction of your life. So once you start to deal with the emotion of feeling powerless or feeling frustrated, it's like, well, why? Why do you feel frustrated? And generally, the answer is something like, well, Mastin, I feel like I've tried everything. I've tried to lose the weight. I've tried to date the person. I've tried to start the business. And the truth is, you haven't tried everything. You've probably tried one or two or three things over and over and over again until you got to the point of exhaustion. So what you want to do is you want to start taking a new path. And one of the best pieces of advice I can give you, no matter what you want to create in life, doesn't matter what it is, someone else has already gone out and laid a path of success. And remember, my mentor, Tony Robbins, says, success leaves clues. So you want to start to look at people who are already successful doing what you want to be doing. Because when you start to do that, all of a sudden, it's like, well, what's their strategy? What's their pattern? What's their behavior? What questions are they asking about life? And I can tell you that the question, what's wrong with me, will not produce momentum. Here's a question. What are my emotions teaching me right now? What can I learn from this experience? How can I grow from this experience? Simply changing the question about the emotion that you're feeling is a game changer. So when you find yourself thinking, what's wrong with me? When you find yourself thinking, why is this happening to me again? Get real about how you're feeling. You know what? The truth is, I'm just frustrated. The truth is, I'm just powerless right now. The truth is, I don't know where to go. I'm confused, right? Well, you can work with that because confusion comes before you have a breakthrough, right? Whenever you learn something new, there's always confusion. So start to ask a better question. Could you ask the question, well, how can I grow from this? How is this leading me closer to my purpose? And the thing is, if you start to ask this question, new empowering questions, over and over and over again, you will train your brain to find an answer just like it was trained to find the answer with what's wrong with me. Here's the thing though, when you ask more empowering questions, it's gonna really force you outside your comfort zone. It's gonna force you to take risks. And so as a result, the answers to empowering questions are scary. And it's easier to ask the question, what's wrong with me? Because if you find all these things wrong with you, then, oh, well, look, something's wrong with me. Therefore, I don't have to move forward. I don't have to try. I don't have to be vulnerable. I don't have to put my ass on the line again. But if you ask a question like, how can I grow from this? What can I learn from this? What's God's grace in this? Then all of a sudden, you're starting to push yourself outside your comfort zone, which is where the growth is. And you want to surround yourself with people who are doing the same, not people who are holding you back. So you might be watching this video over on Facebook or over on YouTube. My request is that you come back on over to thedailylove.com and really analyze and look at the questions you've been asking about life that have been holding you back and see if you can identify them. And then come up with 2 new questions you could ask about life. So instead of what's wrong with me or when is something going to go wrong, what is God's grace in this? If I don't believe in God, what is life's benefit to this? Or what's the lesson in this? How is this bringing me closer to my purpose? How is this bringing me closer to the outcome I desire? Right? If you ask a better question, you will find a better answer, and it will require more of you because that answer will require you to grow. So head on over to thedailylove.com and below this video, leave a comment. How are you going to grow? What was your old question and what are your new questions going to be? And I love success stories. If you've had success asking new questions, if you felt feelings, you haven't died and really were reborn through that process, head on over to thedailylove.com and leave a comment below this video too and leave your success tips because I really do believe that together we can grow into who we are meant to be. My deepest wish, as always here at Daily Love TV, is that you find courage, get out there, take action, and make it real. We'll see you next week.